Imagine this. You're having a casual conversation, and without realizing it, the other person makes you agree, trust, or even change your mind, all while thinking it was your own idea. That's not magic, that's psychology. Today, I'm going to expose 10 shocking mind control tricks backed by science. The same techniques used by cult leaders, politicians, salespeople, and even in your daily life. By the end, you'll see how easily the human mind can be bent, including yours. Number 1, the illusion of choice. Here's a secret. People don't need freedom, they just need to feel free. The illusion of choice is one of the oldest manipulation tricks. Think about this. A parent doesn't ask their child, "Do you want to do your homework?" Instead, they ask, "Do you want to do it now or after dinner?" Either way, the child still does homework, but they feel like they chose. Politicians do this constantly. You think you're voting between two completely different candidates, but behind the curtain, both serve the same interest. It's like being given two doors in a maze that both lead to the same cage. You feel in control, but the outcome was pre-decided. Number 2, mirroring. The subconscious bond. Why do we like people who feel just like us? Because our brains crave familiarity. This is why manipulators use mirroring. When someone subtly copies your tone, your body language, even the way you use certain words, your brain lights up with trust. It whispers, "They're one of us." Think about the last time someone laughed when you laughed, leaned in when you leaned in. You probably felt more connected to them. Salespeople, interviewers, even spies use this. Mirroring lowers defenses until your brain is basically handing over trust on a silver platter. Number 3, anchoring emotions. Emotions can be attached like a hook. This is called anchoring. Ever notice how a certain perfume instantly reminds you of someone you once loved? Or how one song can make you cry without warning? That's anchoring at work. Now, imagine using that on purpose. If every time I made you laugh, I gave you a compliment, your brain would start linking that good feeling with me. Over time, I wouldn't even need to try. Your brain would just feel good around me. That's how manipulators become addictive. They anchor your emotions until you can't separate the person from the feeling. Number 4, the foot in the door technique. Ever said yes to something small, only to later realize you agreed to something huge? That's the foot in the door technique. Psychologists tested this by asking people to put a tiny sticker in their window supporting safe driving. Weeks later, the same people were more likely to allow a massive, ugly billboard in their front yard, just because they already said yes once. Your brain hates inconsistency. Once you say yes, it wants to keep saying yes to stay logical. Cult leaders start small. Scammers start small. Then, little by little, they own you, and you don't even notice it happening. Number 5, social proof. The herd instinct. Humans are pack animals. If the crowd moves one way, most of us follow, even against our own logic. Ever walked past a restaurant and noticed a long line outside? You instantly assume the food must be good, even if you know nothing about it. That's social proof. Marketers exploit this with words like most popular choice or everyone's switching to this brand. Online, fake likes and reviews manipulate you into trusting strangers. If the herd believes it, your brain says, maybe I should too. And that's how crowds are controlled, not with force, but with numbers. Number 6, the scarcity effect. What's the fastest way to make someone want something? Tell them they can't have it. Your brain is wired to panic when opportunities seem rare. That's why you'll see only 2 seats left, or limited edition, don't miss out. You rush, you grab, and you don't think. This is why manipulative partners suddenly go cold or threaten to leave. That scarcity of affection makes the victim cling harder. Scarcity hijacks your brain into chasing what might disappear, even if it was never worth chasing. Number 7, the Zeigarnik effect, the unfinished hook. Our brains hate open loops. If something is left unfinished, it lingers. This is called the Zeigarnik effect. Think about cliffhangers in TV shows. Why do you binge watch until 3 a.m.? Because your brain needs closure. Manipulators use this by giving you half stories, half truths, or hints without answers. It keeps you obsessed, replaying conversations in your mind. Cult leaders do it by saying, "There's a secret you're not ready for yet." That dangling promise hooks you deeper because unfinished business is irresistible to the human mind. Number 8, authority bias, the power of the suit. When someone in authority tells us what to do, we obey, even if it goes against our morals. The famous Milgram experiment proved this. Ordinary people were told by a man in a lab coat to deliver electric shocks to strangers. Most did it, even when they believed the shocks were deadly. Why? Because authority rewires your moral compass. That's why ads show actors in white coats as doctors. That's why politicians dress in expensive suits. When someone looks like they're in charge, your brain hands them the steering wheel of your decisions. Number 9, the emotional trigger. Here's a scary truth. Logic almost never drives decisions. Emotions do. Fear makes you vote. Desire makes you buy. Anger makes you share. Think about propaganda. It rarely gives you fact. It gives you fear, outrage, or hope. If I can make you feel something strong enough, I don't need to convince you with logic. Your brain shuts down its rational filters, and your actions follow emotion like a puppet on strings. That's why political speeches, advertising, and even toxic relationships rely on emotional manipulation, not reason. Number 10, planting thoughts, power of suggestion. This one is the darkest. Suggestion doesn't force a thought. It plants it, so your brain believes it came from you. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like this product?" I ask, "How much do you like this product?" Now, your brain skips over whether you like it and just assumes you already do. Interrogators, magicians, and hypnotists use this constantly. By carefully choosing words, they can rewrite your reality. And here's the scary part. Once a suggestion takes root, your brain defends it as if it was your own idea. These 10 tricks prove something chilling. Our minds are far easier to control than we like to believe. The real question is, will you use these techniques to protect yourself or to influence others? Because the truth is, mind control isn't science fiction anymore. It's everyday psychology. If you want me to expose even darker techniques, the ones too hard for most people to handle, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe before someone else plants the thought that you shouldn't.